on your side. This is WHAS 11 News.
And right now here at 5, the end of an era for one of the best-known names in college basketball. Scandals and an FBI investigation bring Rick Pitino's career to an end at Louisville.
And the vote was not a close one. The U of L Athletic Association unanimously in the message, we need a new start.
Trying to look at the facts as they exist today and understand what's in the university's best interest tomorrow.
Well, his home is for sale. Pitino's in Miami. Today, his attorney made a last-ditch effort to get him back, but the board was not swayed. Good evening, everyone. I'm Doug Proffitt.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanaya Wright. We have team coverage tonight. Derek Rose lays out today's meeting. Chris Williams details the arguments from Pitino's lawyer trying to save the coach's job. And Tabney Dozer looks into what might lie ahead for the now former coach. We begin with Derek Rose now with the decision that was made. Derek.
The University of Louisville Athletic Association, Inc. has voted to terminate Richard Pitino under paragraph 6 of his employment contract for just cause.
Who knew 17 years ago when Rick Pitino was hired to lead the men's basketball program at U of L, it would end with a few simple words. But reaching that decision made for a day that was not easy for the U of L Athletics Association. Its executive session started at around 9:40 Monday morning, lasted until about 2:30 in the afternoon. 90 minutes of that time was spent listening to Rick Pitino's lawyers argue why he should not be fired. The board reviewed Pitino's evidence and
Today's decision comes less than 3 weeks after the FBI's investigation was announced on September 26. Just hours later, both Coach Pitino and Athletic Director Tom Jurek were placed on administrative leave. Pitino was unpaid. Jurek is still being paid. Then on October the 2nd, the school began the process needed to fire Pitino. And you can expect Rick Pitino will not go down without a fight for a large settlement. Today, U of L's president acknowledged that they are open to talk.
Coach Pitino's attorney presented several documents and a lie detector test that says the coach passed. Chris Williams is joining us live from campus on what the board thought about the presentation. Chris?
Well, the right thing is to make the determination that the coach not only did not know, but could not have known of this scheme that was going on. And the right thing to do is to bring the coach back.
Attorney Steve Pence left the closed-door meeting to address cameras and continue arguing his case. The document he claimed proved his point that Rick Pitino should remain at U of L outlined relationships between the coach and
ESPN college basketball analyst Dick Vitale, a long friend of Pitino's, is upset about the decision, and he took to Twitter to air the grievances. He tweeted one message after the next, shortly after the board began their meeting this morning.
And he complained the board did not let the FBI report play out, setting the program back years, adding #Sleazegate. He then went on to say that all anti-Pitino screaming he knew and should know prove that he knew, and I would agree with you, to give him the axe, and has put 31 assistants in head jobs. Vitale also questioned the head of the U of L board, Chairman David Grissom, saying, quote, was not a fan of the dollars the coaches are making. He could have a vendetta versus Jurek and Pitino. Then shortly after the firing announcement came, he did tweet, quote, the lawyers will make out big as the Cards will be sued by Rick Pitino to get the $44 million that are left on his contract.
Well, the school's third national championship banner is in doubt, pending the NCAA's ruling on the stripper scandal and now the FBI investigation. So a big question, what's next for Pitino? Will he work again in college basketball? After all, he's not charged in the federal investigation.
That's right. Pitino has said in the past that he did want to coach for several more years. WHAS 11's Tabney Dozer talked with some of Pitino's childhood friends and is here now with us to continue our coverage this evening.
Your calls are welcome, 267-9680.
ESPN 680's Bob Valvano says the latest scandal to rock the University of Louisville men's basketball program is disappointing.
It's sad to see the last part of it work out this way, and now we're waiting to see what the very next part's going to be when his lawyer's talking about a bare-knuckle fight. That's heartbreaking.
So what's next for the Hall of Fame coach, who was the highest paid coach in college basketball? Valvano says the best career choice.
Ahead at 5:30, more of our coverage. We'll look back at Pitino's career in the state of Kentucky. He's been a fixture here for nearly 30 years.
And the fires continue to burn in Northern California, but some evacuees, good news, they are heading back home, and the firefighters say they're optimistic. We'll have the latest next.
And get ready to fire up that furnace. It's our coldest night so far this season. 30s and 40s across the area. I'll let you know how long we'll have this chilly weather coming up.
Hi, yes. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So is it both of us reading it?
Yeah, we'll ping pong
Okay.
it. I'll start it with a couple of lines
Okay.
and then you can finish it out.
Yes.
And right now we are following breaking news. A fire has started at Louisville's historic Whiskey Row. Several buildings are on fire.
That is what we know right now. We also know that some nearby businesses have been evacuated. Streets in that area are shut down. So if you are out there or heading out there, try to avoid that area if you can. We have a crew on the way to the scene right now. As of right now, we do not know if there are any injuries, but our crew is heading to the scene. So make sure you follow those developments on air and online at WHAS11.com. And switching gears now, new cautious optimism from fire officials in Northern California this evening as the winds do begin to die down. Authorities say they are starting to turn a corner, although they do believe full containment is still weeks away. The fires have devastated much of wine country and other areas in Northern California, destroying more than 5,700 homes and several other buildings there. We are told at least 40 people have been killed. There is a fear that death toll could climb as searchers dig through the ruins looking for people who are still missing. Some evacuation orders have been lifted and people are beginning to head home.
Then the winds came up. It was like a fire tsunami. It was like a fireball. The winds were so fierce, so fierce.
Everyone here is builders. That's what we do. So day one, basically start building.
Now, not only are the winds dying down there, but there is some rain in the forecast for them this week, which is good news. No rain here, but it's kind of cold out there today. It's pretty chilly.
For the first time, really since last spring, talking about turning the furnaces on again.
I know. Break out those jackets and sweatpants time.
The woolly worms, they're crawling all over the place. It's a sign of winter.
Oh my gosh, I do not want to see those out there right now.
No.
And another sign that winter's around the corner, Doug, in his big ugly sweater. Watch out for it.
I need to see that.
The ultimate woolly worm.
That park is next, but it is a little bit cool out there now. Those temperatures dropping off as we get closer to sunset here in the upper 50s, lower 60s now. And look where Futurecast takes us, upper 40s, lower 50s next couple of hours. We drop down to the upper 30s outside of Metro Louisville. I think Metro Louisville will settle down to the lower 40s. If we get to that number around 36 degrees at your feet, that can actually produce a little touch of frost. So some isolated frost possible, won't be widespread. Most areas will be free of that frost for tomorrow morning. May need the coats for the kiddos out at the bus stop though, and temperatures rebound into the 60s for tomorrow afternoon. Here's that 7-day forecast. Pretty much all sunshine for us for the rest of the work week and even into the weekend as well. We do see those temperatures begin to climb day by day as we get closer to the weekend. 72 Wednesday, 74 on Thursday, and our warmest day, like last week, will be Saturday at 78 degrees. Lots of great outdoor weather.